Right, we're live, but obviously WWE aren't live. Because if you've ever watched a live anything WWE on YouTube, you'll know that it takes bloody ages to start. So I'm expecting an announcement. We are expecting an announcement, and I will be watching the announcement and discussing the announcement live. So WWE have promised an announcement with several stars. Triple H has tweeted about it. He's put it on his Instagram. They've promoted it. It's live on YouTube. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen 2 minutes ago. Thank you for the comment on my nice haircut. What I'm actually trying to do is put a background on this, but I can't remember how to do it. So you're going to have to just see the back of the kitchen. I've done it before, but I cannot do it again. My skill set has been lost. Thank you to all 2 viewers, as if I can see you watching. And yeah, so I'm going to react live to it. But while we are waiting for this announcement, which obviously hasn't been made official yet in terms of what the announcement is, but I think the world and its dog and its friends and everyone knows that it's going to be the announcement of WrestleMania 43 in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Which is apparently the 300th anniversary of Saudi Arabia, and that's why I wanted it. And there's so much speculation and talk, and apparently it's something to do with that's the year they wanted it. WWE didn't want it to wait until 2028. But anyway, it looks like that's what the announcement is going to be. A huge announcement. It's a very early announcement as well. And WWE have done it before, where they've announced WrestleManias 3-4 years in advance. And I remember pre-COVID they did that. But at the moment, we are waiting the announcement. But if you're watching this, all 3 of you who are watching this, if you're watching this, what are your thoughts on that potential announcement? Does anyone think it's going to be a different announcement? Are we going to get I've just written in the comments just before I went live that I do have a worry that it's going to be multiple events, maybe multiple WrestleManias. We already know the Royal Rumble in just a few months' time will be in Saudi. Is it going to be more than that? Is the question. As if I don't know what you're saying no to, but obviously the stream's slightly delayed. But I think, yeah. Well, what do we think is going to happen? What do we think else might be announced here? It is what it is. Yeah, looking at boxing now. Yeah, exactly. It's obviously a market, and they pay huge amounts, and there's all arguments about sports washing and all of that, which is fair arguments in terms of what they're doing. But you look at that, you look at golf, you look at various other sports and entertainment, and who goes there and who doesn't go there. It's becoming very difficult now. I think there's a point where Cena had never gone there. There was definitely a vocal CM Punk who had never gone there. They've both gone there. In fact, they both headlined the last Saudi show. And I think I've got, there's an argument around the gender stuff. There's an argument about human rights stuff in Saudi. But in terms of purely wrestling, and that's what we're going to mainly talk about here, I had got used to having 1 or 2 events, their own events, Crown Jewel, Night of Champions, King and Queen of the Ring, whatever it may be. And okay, they're great. They're not great crowds. The shows can be okay, but you just accept that as part of the multiple event calendar that we have in WWE. However, now, the Royal Rumble announcement didn't sit great with me as a huge WWE fan, and this WrestleMania or multiple WrestleManias, whatever are about to get announced, which is now 5 minutes late, Triple H. I'll be surprised if it comes on before 10 past. It's where the world's going, isn't it? That's what's happening. But my big issues, I guess, with Saudi, the last PLE. Do you know what? They did have a really good PLE. The PLE that I think they actually did have was one where Jimmy Uso super kicked Roman Reigns, and I can't remember what else happened on it. But I just remember the crowd being good. The last one was decent, and there are, I don't know what the population of Saudi Arabia is. I was going to say millions of people in Saudi Arabia. And do they deserve to have shows as much as everyone else? The people who go to the shows and watch, or the majority? Absolutely. Is it harsh to then say, they shouldn't be allowed to have shows for the public there? Absolutely not. Everywhere who wants a WWE show should be able to get a WWE show. Fans should be able to go. What I would say I've got issues with the women the female rights in the country, and then how the fact that initially the women had to wear baggy t-shirts and be covered from neck to toe, I was going to say head to toe. They've let them have a bit of leeway in that they can actually wear some sort of athletic, wrestling, skin tight, whatever they want to wear, outfits. What is not going to sit right with me, I know, in January or whenever the date is for the Royal Rumble, February, it was last year, big in February, is when you're going to have 30 women in a ring or 30 women coming into it, all dressed like that. And I just think it's not a great look. It's not a great look. Asif, as you are watching, has there been any female boxing in Saudi? I know there's been loads of fights. I've watched a couple in Saudi. Obviously, there is there's been some huge fights, and that UFC fighter versus what's his name, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou that was in Saudi. And I guess every bit of boxing, I'm not a huge boxing fan, but I will watch some boxing, watch the big things. Obviously, I'll watch Canelo and Crawford this weekend, which is ironically from Vegas and not something. Yeah, I just don't think, because obviously, are you expecting two women boxers to be dressed, to be covered up, completely covered up by their faces? Surely not. So then that rules that out. I guess with wrestling you can get away with it, but then with the other sports that they are buying into, and obviously men's football, in terms of they own Newcastle, they have had, so while Qatar have had a World Cup, I think it's official that the 2030 World Cup will be in Saudi, which again, that's it. So it's for me the women's thing, and I guess the lack of involvement. Yeah, there you go. UFC had an event there. Yeah, the UFC had an event, and they will obviously, as part of the TKO brand, will continue to have events there. I guess with UFC, the problem is there's not that many big fights, which we've talked about before, and star power, so they struggle with that. So I guess my issue definitely is around the women's side. One of the issues is around the women's side, and that the lack of crowd heat for the women's stuff. Just to let everyone know, it is 8 minutes past 8, and WWE still stream hasn't started. At least it hasn't started on my TV anyway. So that is an issue for me. The lack of involvement in women's matches, the lack of interest in. Oh, here we go. I think we're about to get the announcement. Yep, we're getting the then, now, forever together. Then, now, forever. Yep. So we're getting an announcement. So I don't know. Does anyone? Well, we're about to find out. Is this an actual press conference in Vegas, or is it just announcement? I mean, the press conference in Vegas, WWE is smart like this. There is the world's media, sports media, entertainment media there for the Canelo Crawford fight tomorrow night. So they've done it before, where they did the big announcements on various things. They did it obviously when The Rock and Roman were there. Triple H collaborator. Oh no, they are in beautiful Vegas. See, look at this beautiful Vegas scene. Even the logo looks like a Saudi Arabian logo. So I think we knew that. Joe Tess is presenting the announcement. We are seeing signs of various beautiful sights in Vegas. Obviously, in Vegas, it's only midday in Vegas, so it is very much bright sunshine and light. I don't think Triple H is coming out of retirement. I actually think he would if he could, but obviously he can't. The Fontainebleau, it is a beautiful hotel, which I have been to many times. I was there many times for WrestleMania weekend in April. And there is a lot of Canelo Crawford talk now. And it looks like we're getting an announcement. Yes, WrestleMania. Oh, they've announced it. Well, they've announced it because it literally says Riyadh, WrestleMania 43, 2027. So the announcement is official. Joe Tess is presenting. I find it bizarre. Right, we're back on. So apologies for that. So I don't know. Right, we are fixed and we are back to go. So I don't know what happened there, but someone joked that Triple H has cut out my stream, which is probably fair. Now we have an array of stars. Ironically, we have 4 women on the stage. So we've got Bianca, Charlotte, Liv, which is nice to see Liv, and Stephanie Vaquer. We've also got Triple H, not Triple H. We've got Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, who looks weird in a bandana and coloured sunglasses. Logan Paul, the Maverick, and the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. So we have an array of stars. I'm sure Triple H is about to come out. Firstly, if anyone's watching this still, because I lost the bloody stream, what is everyone's thoughts on that logo? Because quite frankly, to me, that logo is hideous. Riyadh, WrestleMania 43-27. He's about to announce Triple H coming through. Yeah, exactly what you're thinking. I know, Undertaker. I mean, if you didn't announce it as Undertaker and he wasn't standing there, right now, if you put a picture of Triple H, of Undertaker in isolation, that is an odd-looking man. So Triple H said this is an incredible day. Is it Triple H? Is it an incredible day? Because you're ending my streak of WrestleManias of 5, 6, 7, whatever I've been to in a row. Because I'm not going to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in 2027. He's talking about WrestleMania 1 in Madison Square Garden. Great story, Triple H. What does Vince think? I mean, Vince probably... I don't know if Vince cares, because obviously Vince did the deal. Vince did the deal with Saudi in the first place. But Vince never put one of the big events. He's talking about ESPN, Netflix, how many people watch WrestleMania. But Paul Levesque, how many people can go to WrestleMania now? That's the question. How many people can go to WrestleMania? All those people who've got those streaks, are you telling me that they're going to be going to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? Does anyone know, if anyone's watching this, and the 4 viewers that are watching this, does anyone know how many, what stadium is there? How many people does it hold? Where's Turkey? I am actually genuinely surprised that Turkey is not there. What's next? He's literally saying to help us announce this. There is literally logos everywhere. 8th year of a long-term deal. Oh, he's bringing someone Saudi out now. This partnership, guided by His Excellency, Turkey Al-Sheikh. Yeah, Turkey, His Excellency. Someone's coming out. Someone's coming out. As we work together to collectively reshape what's possible in global entertainment. So please welcome a man who is changing the face of sports and of entertainment. Please welcome my friend and our partner, His Excellency, Turkey. Turkey, there you go. That's if you ask for Turkey, you've got Turkey. We've already announced that the Royal Rumble is headed to Riyadh, January 31st of 2020. The big question I've got here. Yeah, someone read the comments. I need to get the comments up. That is true. Is this going to be the most disliked video in WWE history, in YouTube history? Probably. Let me get the comments up. It's a good chat. Good chat. I'd like to announce that for the first time ever, WrestleMania will be held outside of the United States and Canada. In 2027, we are proud to announce that WrestleMania 43 will take place. You sold out. Yep, sell out, sell out. No, blame TKO. Let's see one positive comment. Sell out, sell out. Some aid. Bloody hell. Look at the you sold out. I'm watching the live stream on TV on YouTube. And all it is sell out, sell out, sell out, sell out. You sold out. You sold out. You sold out. It will be interesting. That crowd is boring as fuck. Yep. Sold out. UK robbed. This is the problem. The UK weren't robbed. UK had a chance. But our great mayor, Sadiq Khan, who actually I do like Sadiq Khan, did not pay. They did not see the commercial value in bringing it. And now they probably will never be able to afford it and never bring it. Because it will have to go back to America. They've already got a deal with Minneapolis to have one. They've already got a deal with New Orleans to have one. The chances of a WrestleMania in London in the next 5 years, 6 years, 7 years is probably dead, is what I would say. But the comments are absolutely hilarious. I know he likes that very much. And Bianca, how about you take a seat next to Triple H, if you would? Bianca sitting next to Triple H, Turkey sitting next to this weird-looking Undertaker. Maybe it's that of a fake Undertaker. Does anyone think that's the real Undertaker, or is that the Undertaker that? The reaction wasn't The Undertaker that faced the other Undertaker at SummerSlam, because I'm telling you, this is a weird look. Right, for anyone who's watching this for the first time, I'm a humongous WWE fan. I've watched WWE for 30 plus years. I love WWE. I love watching the product. I love what they've done. I get the big commercialization, but this absolutely sucks.
Without doubt, they're in store for the incredible passion. I think WWE fans in general are known for their passion.
Undertaker is literally talking about fan passion now, and they're literally talking
That same passion that the people from Saudi Arabia have.
the same passion. He just said, the people from Saudi, I mean Undertaker, man, Jesus Christ. He just said that the people in Saudi, the fans in Saudi Arabia have the same passion that people have. And I am still watching the thing, and the comments are either AEW or you sold out. It's literally all boo. I have not seen one comment. If anyone's watching on YouTube, can you tell me how many dislikes that this video has already? Because I think it's going to break, unless they've switched it off. If WWE switched off likes and dislikes, yeah, people naming all of the different things. How much Undertaker paying just to be there. Taker is lying through his teeth. He is. He also looks incredibly weird. He's got this weird grey, blonde, black goatee beard. So it's interesting. The women are obviously dressed well. Bianca Belair is actually covered up. Charlotte Flair's Bianca Belair is actually covered up. Stephanie Vecchio is relatively covered up. Liv Morgan definitely is covered up, and Charlotte Flair's got a blouse on. No rest in Saudi Arabia. I'm guessing WWE World's going to be a little bit different. And also, what is Taker is on a retainer from his Goldberg match? 100%. But the question is Undertaker versus Goldberg 2 going to have to happen, and we're going to see a live death at WrestleMania 43. I don't even want to know who is going to be driven out of retirement here. I can't only imagine how much Turkey's going to be paying these people. So actually, even though they are in, I believe, Las Vegas, the women are pretty much covered up here for a press conference about WrestleMania. This absolutely sucks. I've seen the first positive comment, which is some hearts and things, which is probably just some WWE bots doing it now. As if saying 9K likes. Can you see the dislikes, or can you not see the dislikes? So who else is coming out of retirement? Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Hogan Warrior 3. Hey, Taker versus HBK3. No one needs to. If they do that, Shawn Michaels is one of my goats. I don't know what to say. You can't see the dislikes. There you go. Can't see the dislikes. I don't know if that's you can't see the dislikes until afterwards, or they've literally hidden the dislikes, because that's what would happen. I think the most disliked video in WWE history was for completely different reasons. Was the Rock and Roman, when everyone wanted Cody in the main event. So what, a year and a half ago? Oh, you can't see YouTube policy. So when can you see the dislikes? You can see the dislikes. YouTube policy on live videos? As if it's that thing. Because you can definitely see dislikes. Because I can see dislikes sometimes I get on my videos. And obviously I don't get nowhere near in as many videos. Where is Shane? These comments. Oh, never. You can never see the dislikes. Okay, that's interesting. So I reckon maybe you can see the dislikes afterwards, or maybe just on uploaded videos and not on live videos. And in fact, actually, if I look at my video now, I don't think you could probably dislike this video while it's live, but actually on uploaded videos, you can. And I remember the most disliked video is when they were announcing, or they were about to announce Rock versus Roman, which ironically now we're probably going to get in Saudi. And then everyone wanted Cody, and that was for a good reason. That's when the fans spoke and whatever. This is disliked. I will be disliking this video. This is not good. TKO sold out. Yeah, it's true. You know, it's almost in Mexico. How amazing would a WrestleMania be in Mexico? I mean, Puerto Rico, we've had the thing. You sold out. People are calling about tickets. This is maybe the only thing that You could say it's a positive, is the tickets are probably going to cheap. Yeah, Mania in Mexico would be incredible. Mania in London would be incredible. Mania in France would be incredible. Italy, other parts of the world. There are other definite parts of the world that would be amazing. But obviously, it's about the money. And let's be honest. Look, WrestleMania next year, 42, was supposed to be in New Orleans. Vegas paid more money to have it, to increase their tourism, to increase their economy. And having been at WrestleMania this year, it was an epic weekend, and I'm not complaining. It's what happens. We want London.
Like no one has ever seen before.
Triple H eats corn the wrong way.
Paul and I have had before about the crowd noise and the growth and the engagement as the years have come on, getting louder.
He's talking about, now Joe Test and Triple H are talking about how the crowd are getting louder and louder in WrestleMania. Yeah, but louder and louder for what? Louder and louder for what? What are they getting louder for? Someone's put better locations: London, Paris, Montana, Ukraine.
You have been doing that now for some years in many sport categories. Your commitment to WWE.
I think he's going to get Turkey to speak now.
How much does this mean to you?
How he's asking. So Joe Test is now asking Turkey how much it means to him.
First of all, I want to thank the Crown Prince who supported.
He's thanking the Crown Prince, of course, otherwise he'll get executed if he doesn't thank the Crown Prince.
With his support, especially also for WWE, will happen in our country.
So while this gibberish is going on, what dream matches? Who's getting called out of retirement? Do you know what? The one person I do not think
In my home,
who will come out of retirement, which will absolutely make sense and they would want to come out of retirement, is John Cena. I genuinely believe December 13th, 15th, whenever his last match is this year, that is his last match. Everything I've ever known or read or seen or heard about John Cena says Cristiano Ronaldo is a Dominic Mysterio. Would we be even surprised if someone like Ronaldo was in a match at WrestleMania Saudi? Sadly, no. Some would argue he probably deserves a match more than Jelly Roll. But that could be the case. I mean, by WrestleMania 43, Dominic Mysterio is going to be near enough main events, I think. He's going to be close to the top of the card. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised in terms of that.
WrestleMania in Vegas for 4 months.
He's mentioned Vince McMahon several times.
People to Vegas and bringing $1.5 billion.
Triple H's papa-in-law.
This is very
Someone just commented, Liv Morgan is the only thing I like on my TV right now. People are saying all in 2027 over WrestleMania 43.
city in our country, and this is very big.
Ronaldo teaming with Dorks. He's going to need to team with Dorks when the thing. Oh yeah, the double sweet. Oh yeah, that is. Do you know what? Is that moment even impossible? Is that a possible moment? I actually think with this, The Rock versus Vin Diesel. I mean, to be honest, that's a match I want to see. We know there's some real life beat. I'm going to make a prediction now. I genuinely thought The Rock had his last match in Philly last year, and I keep saying to people, I was at The Rock's last match. Me and Tyler, I think The Rock will be wrestling at WrestleMania 43. I almost think it's given as part of the, I don't want to know how much they're going to pay. I reckon, this is all speculation, I reckon they've paid a significant fee. I reckon they've paid a significant fee for this, and then there'll be bonuses depending on the names, such as Dwayne, such as Roman, etc., etc. The announcement's over, so we can turn this trash off. They're just showing some views of, they're showing SmackDown. Oh, Brock Lesnar was live on SmackDown tonight. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. There's also, unsurprisingly, they haven't put it, because there is a women's title match. Jade Cargill is up against Tiffany Stratton, but they're probably not allowed to put women on there because now Saudi are in control. So there is also Worlds Collide, which I actually do want to see the main event of this. So tomorrow morning I will watch that and watch the 75 million adverts on YouTube. And yes, I'm moaning about YouTube while I'm streaming live on YouTube. Just Billy's comment here, Isak no showing the event because AEW offered him more money. This is funny. However, it would be the other way around now, wouldn't it? What you're going to get is AEW wrestlers no-showing the events because they've paid them. I really think Taker will come out of retirement. You can see that he has an itch for it. He keeps talking about how he wants to wrestle. Do you know what? if he does, then Gunther needs to chop him back to hell, because we do not need to see The Undertaker again. The luck that he got in having COVID, not him having COVID, but having COVID and having his last match against AJ Styles in that cinematic boneyard match was luck. He should be grateful and he should be done. That was it. That was the last time we need to see The Undertaker. And also his last moment, real proper moment, was WrestleMania 14, the most epic 15 minutes we're ever going to get of wrestling in wrestling history. So we got that. And I don't want to see The Undertaker wrestle. Who actually, apart from Turkey, who actually wants to see The Undertaker? And if I don't want to see The Undertaker wrestle, I do not want to see that corrupt mayor, Glenn Jacobs, Kane wrestle. I mean, hands up, I never liked Kane in the first place. The best part of Kane was his debut in the first ever Hell in a Cell. I've never been a big fan of Kane. I do not want to see. Would avoid that Taker match and he nearly died last time. Yeah, exactly. This is going to have to come with a health warning, because there is going to be some, if Undertaker's wrestling, if people are coming out of retirement who haven't wrestled for years are wrestling, that what was it, the jackhammer on Undertaker from Goldberg, we don't see. Do you know what? I'm almost certain Goldberg is going to have one more match. That's almost, they love him they don't love him in Saudi. The people that pay and the turkeys and this lot will want him. So what are we saying? Goldberg, Undertaker, The Rock. I mean, I'm not going to moan about The Rock. If we finally get The Rock and Roman Reigns, there is one positive out of this. One positive is that I will save money because I won't be going to it. The other positive is that, as we can all pretend that we're not going to watch it, but we are going to watch it. And if you're in the UK, it's probably going to be on about 7 p.m. Saturday, 7 p.m. Sunday. So that's nice. We can make 2 nights of it and watch it live. But do I want to see The Undertaker or Goldberg wrestle? No. Are we finally going to get The Rock versus Roman Reigns? Pure speculation, but that would be my... If The Rock is coming to wrestle Roman Reigns in the biggest main event in WrestleMania history, in the worst WrestleMania in WrestleMania history, legation. So I would say that's my guess around who else do we think is coming out. You know, normally we talk about women as well coming out of retirement. I mean, Trish is obviously out of retirement. Lita, Billy is probably spot on here where he says, Bill, they're going to raise Hogan for the headline show. Genuinely, there's probably people in there who do not, in Saudi, probably don't realise Hogan's dead, and they probably want Hogan because it was something that they saw in their child. Hogan Warrior, free. Sable, my God. Mrs. Brock Lesnar, Sable. Are we going to get Sable? I mean, Brock Lesnar's not retiring anytime soon. There was talk that maybe this is his last run, and then Gunther or someone like that will retire him. If he does, he's going to have to do it in Saudi, because there is no way, no chance in hell Brock Lesnar's not going to be in the show, which actually is not the worst. As I said, the one that is interesting that I'm sure would love to get, but my prediction here is that John Cena won't ever come out of retirement. I don't think he's ever going to do an angle. He's been very clear on what he will and won't do. Reckon we might see the Hardys back for a TLC match. Do you know what? Aren't they having one in TNA? Someone who's watching this who watches TNA. I'm sure. I feel like the Hardys and the Dudleys were having a... I mean, this is not necessary in TNA, let alone at WrestleMania. No, I don't. Maybe people want to see this. Clearly someone wants this because someone's watching TNA and they're watching it and they're having their match. But the Hardys probably, Jeff and Matt probably get the Hardys in the match. TNA Bound for Glory, end of the year. Is that end of last year or end of this year it's happening? Is that coming up? I saw it because they mentioned it at SummerSlam, and I was at SummerSlam, so I couldn't hear on the commentary, but I remember the camera going to them and there was something about the Hardys and that. Who wants to watch this? Exactly. Who wants to watch this? Exactly. Who wants to watch Goldberg? Who wants to watch Undertaker? I mean, the Undertaker thing is going to be like, people who like watching those sorts of snuff matches or death matches, or, you know, the shit where people are going through full bits of glass and cutting themselves up for a hot dog and a £10 paycheck, $10 paycheck. That Undertaker thing is going to be like watching, it's going to be uncomfortable watching. It's going to be like watching you know, that one of those like one-sided UFC fights where people are like, that person's going to die. It's like that stuff that happened with Rampage Jackson's son, where he just beat the living hell out of someone. This should not be in the WWE, and it should definitely not be on the grandest stage at WrestleMania. Bill O'Reilly off to Vegas for his first WrestleMania. Do you know what? Thank God you booked Vegas WrestleMania and didn't say, I'm going to wait till 2027. Because I take it. I mean, if anyone's watching this and they're telling me that they're going to be traveling to Saudi for WrestleMania weekend, let me know. I doubt it. I don't even know. Does anyone know the sort of stadium site? I mean, they probably will just build a stadium for this, but they've got the stadium. So Saudi have WrestleMania in 2027. They've had some big boxing fights. What else have they had? They've got the World Cup in 2030. Yeah, Turkey was still AEW. See, I say this about AEW, but as far as I know, in wrestling, it's not like football, and they can't just pay AEW a transfer fee to take someone. And I believe, even without this Saudi WrestleMania, WWE is so hot right now and so far ahead of AEW that anyone that WWE wants and the contract's up in AEW, they're gonna go. When MJF's contract's up, he's gonna go. When Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné's contract's up, she's gonna go. If they want some of those people, there may be a few hardcore ones, but if we're talking, who are the two biggest stars in AEW? MJF probably from the men's side, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné from when those contracts are up, they're gonna go. And I don't think that's anything to do with Saudi. Does it help that they're gonna have even more money to give these people? Yes, of course it does. Hangman Page is not a star. As if you can sell this sort of thing. No one cares about Hangman Page. Does anyone even know who doesn't watch AEW Hangman Page? UAE built an arena just for a UFC event and tore it down. Why? Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised that UAE have actually built an arena for UFC and tore it down? So they'll I don't know, obviously, because I was talking to you guys, whether there was an announcement about stadium. I don't even know what the size of stadium is that they have. I don't think they're huge, are they? The ones that they have crown jewel in, and that I can't. I've got multiple screens there. You know what? We can check. Saudi stadium capacity. Right, Saudi stadium capacity. Oh no, I apologise. The King Salman International Stadium has 90. Oh no, to be completed by 2029. That's interesting. Obviously, that's not in time for WrestleMania. So that's for the World Cup. Other planned and existing stadiums, King Abdullah, 62,000. Yeah, they will build one. And how many people will die while they're building stadiums? Triple H, if you watch this, I still love WWE. And if you ever want to get me on a real WWE thing, I'm sorry. But these things have to be said. So it looks like they have expected to be. So I think the King Abdullah, I think that's what they have is 62,000. So, no, fair enough. They do have a big enough stadium. I mean, obviously, 62,000. And what will it make? 62,000 and who? And who's gonna go? How do you even get a flight to Saudi? Get a thing. People. I saw a lot of comments in that chat around not ticket prices going up. I actually don't think the specific tickets to the Saudi WrestleMania, will actually be that expensive. I think, unless they do some kind of travel package or whatever for people from the States, because there will be people who have gone to every WrestleMania in the States and they'll want to go to this. They're on streaks and all that. But it'll be interesting. I don't know. I can't comment on the hotel situation. I can't comment on over the course of the weekend. I know that it will be very, very different to the weekend I had in April, which involved a lot of alcohol, a lot of partying, and a lot of fun. I cannot imagine Saudi will be replicating that, because alcohol, obviously, for a beginning thing. So you can't even alcohol in the stadium. You can't, even if you make this trip to Saudi, you go there, you watch WrestleMania, you sit through the thing, and then you're like, oh my God, it's going to be Goldberg versus Undertaker 2. I can't watch this sober. You can't have a drink. So, you know, even in that, Oridan says AEW chat. We were just talking about AEW people going to stealing talent, but I don't think they need to steal talent, and I don't think they need a more money to steal the talent. I genuinely think the talent goes there now. When, you know, wrestling's different, isn't it? Contracts, either people have to be released or contracts have to be a shisha and a coffee. That is the best you're going to get in Saudi, a shisha and a coffee. What happened to WrestleMania After Dark? WrestleMania After Dark, 4 nights, some of the biggest DJs in the world, appearances by WWE superstars, a live set from Flow Rider. Who's going to be the entertainment? Who are the Saudi entertainment that's going to provide for WrestleMania After Dark? So better enjoy WrestleMania After Dark. Nice Sharma too. It's going to be a different thing, isn't it? It's going to be a different experience for a lot of people. Obviously a lot of people aren't going to go. Maybe they'll do some kind of subsidized travel discount thing. Because obviously from a Saudi point of view, it will look great if you get a lot of Western fans. Obviously, if you're bringing a woman there, she's going to have to completely cover up, even if it's 555 degrees. And that's the ridiculousness of it. I mean, even that now, reflecting after a few minutes on the fact that all of the women's wrestlers were covered up, even though that press conference, I believe, was in Vegas. It was in Vegas because they showed it was in Vegas. It was in America. Yeah, women were still covered up. I know Brits who went to... Oh, that's interesting. Who went to Saudi to watch? That was it. AJ's fight, wasn't it? As well, that was in Saudi. And what was their experience? I actually do know someone. I know someone who went to. I can't remember. It might have been that Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury fight, and they said it was awful. They said the experience was awful because the crowd was dead. They couldn't drink. They enjoyed it, I think. Oh, good for them. Well, maybe, Asif, ask them some more questions around the whole overall experience of staying in the hotels, going to the event, drinking or not drinking, or what the whole event was. But, no WrestleMania After Dark. So I guess we had WrestleMania After Dark this year. We're going to get WrestleMania After Dark next year. And it'll be rest in peace. WrestleMania After Dark will go into retirement, while The Undertaker, Goldberg, and some other jabronis will be coming out of retirement. I think we're probably done, aren't we? Unless anyone in the chat's got any other questions, any other discussion points, I think we're done. I'm not sure. We might get the dream match. Dubai, you can drink in certain areas. No, I think Saudi's a lot, from what I understand, from what people have said, Saudi's a lot stricter than Dubai. Dubai obviously has a big, now, Western population because of the expats from the UK, etc., going there, working there. WrestleMania 36. WrestleMania 36 was probably the worst WrestleMania 6 with no audience. Will I watch AEW All Out? No, I will not watch AEW All Out. I will be watching WrestlePalazzo, even though it's the most ridiculous name. We've got WrestlePalazzo. I wish that this is what we should be talking about. WrestlePalazzo in a few weeks with a huge card. Sadiq at least get another PLE. Come on. I mean, to be fair, London is bloody well due a PLE because Money in the Bank was insane. It was my once in a lifetime front row. Me and Tyler sat front row, and I know we're never going to be able to afford that again, unless Triple H wants to do the right thing, or Turkey or someone wants to support this channel. You may see, if you see the change in logo and you see the thing, me and Turkey have had a conversation. However, I doubt that's going to happen again. However, London have not had a PLE since 2023. We've had SmackDowns. We've got SmackDown in January in Wembley Arena. I think London needs a PLE. London needs a PLE. The chat, if you were to believe it, and I think it was fairly legit talk, is the Elimination Chamber this year, which was one of the best PLEs of the year, had obviously the epic John Cena heel turn, had an appearance on The Rock, had that epic Naomi Jade beginning, 2 fantastic chamber matches. So I thought it was a really good. Was supposed to be in the UK, but the UK did not pay the money, and Canada said, we'll pay the money. You're right, we cannot guarantee good weather and this thing, and there is no stadium with a roof big enough to host WrestleMania. So we go to an arena, surely the O2 can have. So I'm thinking what they've already announced. Money in the Bank's already announced for New Orleans next year. Minneapolis has got WrestleMania next year. Minneapolis has got SummerSlam next year. Vegas has got WrestleMania next year. Saudi Arabia have got Royal Rumble next year. The biggest event left is Survivor Series War Games in November. Could you do that at the O2 next year, or in London somewhere in the UK even? and that's always been the thing. This is why I'm actually surprised they've never done in the last 3 or 4 years, they haven't done a SummerSlam at Wembley Stadium, because, you know, you can't guarantee the weather, but summer is the most likely time you can guarantee it. And now, especially, they're doing 2 nights as well. But we know SummerSlam's in Minneapolis next year. As I said, we've got venues for WrestleMania, we've got venues for Royal Rumble. We've got, Conchi, I can't translate what you're saying, but, or can I? No, I can't translate what you're saying, but you're saying something about Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Do you know what, Braun Strowman, last time I saw Braun Strowman, he was on stage at Gronk Beach, WrestleMania After Dark on the Sunday, and he was not in the best condition, in the nicest possible way to Braun, so maybe he will have recovered by the time the Raw in Saudi comes on, and we get that. Someone says Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Shawn Michaels, don't do it, please, man. Like, he already did it once. That was awful. That was one of the worst wrestling matches of all time. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Kane. And Shawn Michaels was the best in it, and he wasn't good. And he is the greatest in-ring wrestler of all time. Please don't do it, Shawn. Even though you're at this press conference, please don't do it. How much money? I mean, you turn it around and you say, look, if you were paid X amount of money to come out of retirement for just one match, people are going to do it. People are going to do it. It's human nature. You can't judge. Don't judge the wrestlers for doing it. Don't judge people for taking money. Right. We are down to a handful of viewers, so I think it is now time to depart. If you're watching this afterwards, please comment. What do you think about Saudi Raw? I wish it was just Saudi Raw. Saudi WrestleMania. It's officially announced. What do you think about the announcement? Some of the comments made, which I'm going to now watch. Undertaker, Bianca Belair, Triple H. And there we go. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy your Friday nights. Enjoy your weekends. And I will speak to you all very soon.